Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the week ahead whenever you are finding it. First card out for you is Building Blocks. Wonderful. Virgo, I feel like you're creating a strong foundation for your future at this time. Everything is falling into place. It seems like there are a lot of thoughts about like, okay, what does the foundation of the future of like the next 5 years for me look like? I am seeing really big changes taking place for you. And you're just wanting to make sure that you're taking all the steps necessary to like set up success for yourself, which is beautiful. We also have the spiral. Wow, one of the cosmic shapes that finds itself in nature constantly. And to me, this really represents the fact that sometimes life moves in circles, and it's like we bring back the very similar people and situations that have odd synchronicities to our pasts, and depending on if we've healed or elevated or didn't, and maybe even gotten worse energetically, will depend on how things proceed, how things move forward, and the type of people and situations we attract back to ourselves. For example, you may have an old friend that you used to know, and maybe you had a falling out, you don't talk to each other anymore, and then maybe a year or two later, you meet someone who reminds you exactly like them. They may even have the same birthday, they may have the same heritage, something very creepily similar to that. However, if you've done a lot of healing and growing in the time that you were apart from that friend, this newer person that comes in is sort of like a more elevated version of that person to match your current frequency. Life works in mysterious ways like that, and I feel like you are sort of manifesting a very familiar situation or relationship again for yourself, and depending on whether you've healed or gotten worse or stayed the same, will depend on the outcome this time around and the energy that you're attracting. So we're going to get 6 cards from the manga tarot, 2 rows of 3, they're all face down. First card out is the Devil. I'm very reluctant to show you this card because out of all of the tarot decks I have, this particular card from this particular deck is extremely sensual, one can say. So guys, a lot of you may be getting in touch with your more animalistic nature this week. Let's just put it lightly. Some of you may feel like you are wow, I'm getting really specific messages here. It's like you're a slave to a person, you can't unhook yourself from their energy or something. It doesn't even have to be a person. This could be something that brings you a lot of passion and ecstasy and excitement into your life. However, the past of it may not be the healthiest, or this could be a newer person coming back around, and like we just mentioned, they may remind you of the past in general. And you're not sure if it's going to be healthy. You're not sure if it's going to be different this time around. And maybe you're not sure if you've, established a sort of higher frequency for yourself, a, healthier way of operating in relationships and in life, in order to attract, a similar situation that you once enjoyed, but at a much healthier level. Does that make sense? Second card out is the Moon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's really big question marks here when it comes to your future. Okay, the future of a relationship, the future of, your career, where are you going to live? Really big questions, Virgo. I've been feeling this for the longest time, and if you guys have been subscribed to me, in many of your past readings, I've been really strongly feeling March and April 2024 specifically is going to be incredibly significant for Virgo in terms of gigantic changes taking place in your life. And because of this influence and this energy, I feel that, you are questioning, where am I going in the future? And there are some subconscious fears here of getting hurt again, okay? Of the more toxic or negative elements of your past sort of repeating itself. You don't want that to happen. We have the Ace of Coins reversed. This is really strange because this same exact card in reverse showed up in the same exact spot for Taurus. Okay, you're only the second sign I'm filming too, so wow, that's incredible. Let's see what the other cards are. Second row out, Queen of Coins also came out for Taurus. If you have a strong Taurus placement or you're associating with a Taurus, highly recommend watching that reading. for this week. Lovers reversed. This also came out for Taurus. Oh my God, I did a really good shuffle in between your readings too. So this is significant. And it's weird because all 3 of those cards came out for Taurus in reverse with the Queen of Coins upright. Like, wow, that is crazy. And then you have the Emperor in reverse. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm really feeling for some of you? Honestly, honest to God, I am feeling so many Virgos right now associating with their exes. I'm not even joking. I see it in the reading. Oh my gosh. Or like something from the past that did not work out. You know, there was probably a lot of heavy emotions as well tied to the past. But I feel like enough time has sort of gone by, and for whatever reason, it may be coming back for a lot of you. Or maybe for others of you, you're trying to recreate a past feeling in a new person or a new situation. For example, if you had someone in the past with whom, you know, you could really have very specific conversations with that you can't have with most people, you may be trying to manifest someone who you can have that same energy, that same feeling with, but in someone new. So there's a lot of ties to the past coming up to this point. It feels like, oh my gosh, how do I even describe the vision I literally got a clairvoyant vision of those like bow tie pastas where you make it's like flat and then you scrunch the middle up, and that little middle part where it's like scrunched up just came into my mind clairvoyantly. But then I also simultaneously had a vision of like a quilt. When you make a quilt, there's little stitches in the middle of it to hold the fabric and the like inner lining together. So it's like a point in your life this week where the past is meeting the future. And it's like, okay, what energies will we be bringing into the future? Because this spiral energy, this is a sacred shape. This is a sacred thing that is found anywhere in the universe, and you are in this universe. So it's like you will be reminded of the past moving forward. Okay, but it's like, to which degree, in which way, you know? Oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is a crazy reading. Some of you are wondering, like, would I even want a new commitment right now? Do I even want to offer something to this person, to this thing, whatever it is that is so heavily reminding me of the past? Or, you know, it feels like you're feeling a little bit out of control. Like you don't know what your future looks like because there's so much change taking place in your life. You're building up a strong foundation for your future at this time. So it's like, what do I take with me? What don't I take with me? You know, really interesting. Really interesting. Queen of Coins is here. There could be a very significant, first of all, this is your energy, your divine feminine energy. You are in your power this week. Okay, I feel like you're very strong, stable. If you're doing anything really big, like an interview or some sort of presentation, or even like a first date, something like that, I feel like it's actually going to go over really, really well. It will go over in your favor. I feel like it will be successful and lead to something more long-term. Okay, that's what I am seeing here at this time. And a lot of you may be focusing on sort of saving money, not wanting to spend too much money for your future again. But I just keep coming back to this feeling of like feeling out of control. It's like your emotions or your heart is pulling you towards someone or something. And while your heart is pulling you towards that person or that place, that thing, whatever it may be, it's like your conscious mind always visualized you going in like this direction alone, independent, you know, making some sort of move, focusing on a career change, a lifestyle. It's like you had your whole future mapped out in front of you, and it involved yourself. It involved you know, maybe your cat, maybe your dog, but like that was it. And then your heartstrings are pulling so strongly towards someone. It feels like someone, I'm going to say someone. And you're confused by that. And here's what I need you to know, Virgo. This is what I'm seeing for you. The person who you feel like your heart is guiding you towards, your heartstrings are like attached to. And it's like, how do I move forward in this future direction that I really want while, you know, this person keeps pulling at me? That person may be way more malleable and flexible when it comes to changing their lifestyle to match the path that you want to go on in life. And it's not to say that they're going to sacrifice what they want for their life. It's just that the things that you're really set on doing, they may have always been really flexible in that regard. And, they may be completely set on something else that doesn't have to do with that. Does that make sense? So it's like, if you're falling in love with someone and you're really afraid because it feels like you're losing control, and you're like, do I offer them a more serious commitment? Like, I really wanted to move to another city, or perhaps, get a new job and this and that. You might be surprised at this person's willingness to work with that, and perhaps they'll even go with you. Maybe they never cared where they lived. Maybe they're more set on doing something like starting a business or growing like a personal brand, or they don't care where they live as long as they, have tons of, plants around them. I don't know, whatever. It's like you'd be shocked at how open and malleable this person is to working with you if you give to them, the love and the consistency, the commitment that they want. That's a really specific message. Really interesting. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, this is an intense week of change, for sure. With the Emperor, with the Moon card coming out, you feel out of control. Like, go with your heart, go with the flow. If your heart is taking you in a certain direction, explore that feeling is what I want to say. Keep yourself grounded in your routine and what you're doing, of course. But I mean, if your intuition, your heart is saying, this is worth exploring, or you have a particular feeling about something, follow that feeling and just see where it leads. You can always retreat back to your safety of your routine of taking care of yourself and your little plan in life. You know what I mean? There's really no reason for you to be so afraid of sort of exploring this feeling. A lot of you, it feels like you're exploring feelings that are a bit deeper and a little bit scarier. But yeah, that's the thing. It's coming up at this time in your life where there's so much change going on. Because, that's just how it is. Like energy attracts like energy. With all these changes taking place, the universe is like, oh, here's another change that can happen. Here's another change that can happen. It's like when it rains, it pours, When you get one opportunity, you get 12 opportunities. It's really funny like that. But yeah, beautiful, incredible, intense week ahead for you, Virgo. Definitely enjoy it. Okay, watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this week ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and my spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.